Hello, beautiful souls. It's me, Amanda, with Anne and Karen Messages. I'm being guided very strongly today to come and discuss, the energy of fear, the need to control. Um, I'm noticing in a lot of conversations that I've been having this week that it seems to be a recurring collective theme. A lot of people are feeling the need to interfere on another's journey because they feel that they know best. Um, and that, they're coming from a place of love. They want to help their loved one, the people they care about. But, you know, I'm here to put the question to you. Why do you feel the need to do that? Why do you not have faith in your loved one's ability to tune into self, come into alignment, learn their own lessons, access their own inner wisdom? Because surely if you're in alignment with yourself, you truly understand that this energy is available to all, anytime, once we choose to surrender and let go of the frequencies of fear, needing to control, needing to be the one manipulating. Because at the end of the day, source energy, the universe, God, whatever you're comfortable with, but the Creator knows exactly your every wish and every desire. And as we are all learning, it is in surrendering to this energy, in surrendering to our own alignment, trusting ourselves, going within. Everything is easily and readily available to us. And therefore, there is no need for us to try and interfere on another's journey, to focus attention into another. Now, when people ask us for help on their journey, that's very different. It's being requested. It's somebody coming along going, okay, I'm working on flexing my own spiritual muscles and learning my own lessons and working on my own deeper understanding of myself and my connection to source energy. Can you help me? I'm struggling a bit. And then, of course, we can lend our energy, we can hold space without judgment or criticism. We can be present and give encouragement as another soul seeks their own answers and reaches for their own awareness. And that's a beautiful thing. And sitting in alignment with self, tuning into the great oneness, sitting in that frequency of love and unconditional love. As you do that, your own frequency rises, and that ripples out collectively, and more people are gaining this awareness and are practicing this. So the collective energy on the planet is also rising, and because of that rise and increase in the frequencies, it's affecting people even on a subconscious level. So more and more people are now starting to question and go within and look within. But we're all at different stages on our journey and on our path. Nobody is above another, nobody is below, but we are at different stages, different bends in the flow of the river. And the river flows back to the ocean, back to the great oneness, the water of this planet. And again, energies like water, they flow. And when we are doing our inner work, when we come into alignment, we get into that beautiful flow with the great oneness. But when attentions are directed at us, when people change their focus from their own purpose, their own path, and their own sense of alignment, and often it's done through love and concern, but if people are not sitting in the frequency of love when they bring their focus and attention to you, what they are doing is sending the energy of whatever frequency they're sitting in. So if they are fearful for you, worried about you, wanting the best for you, wanting everything to work out, but they're not sitting in the frequency of love when they're doing that. They're sitting in the frequency of fear, anxiety, worry. What if this happens? What if that happens? Be careful now because, I know somebody that this happened to and, it all went wrong for them now. So, you have to be careful. Make sure you check all your options. And again, it's coming from a place of love. But because they're not actively sitting in the frequency of love, they deliver their loving message through the frequency of their fear, anxiety, worry, etc. And this can have detrimental effects, unintentioned, but detrimental nonetheless. Because if one person, and I'll use myself as an example, when I was selling my home and in the process of buying a new one, lots of friends and family members, they wanted things to work out for me. They wanted me to have, a lovely life and, be free of all the problems that I've faced in the past because they're aware I've had a very difficult and challenging existence so far. But in their concern, what they were actually doing was projecting their own fears and anxieties for me onto me. And it took me a while to recognize that when I would share what I was doing, my plans, or, what was happening, people that loved me didn't realize they were actually sabotaging. And I didn't realize I was allowing this to happen. Because the more they were concerned for my welfare, the more they discussed it with their partners, their siblings, their sons and daughters and friends and so on. And gradually, my intention, my beautiful vision of what I was trying to, open up to receiving into my life, suddenly my energy field the flow was being disrupted. So instead of that lovely flow and literally going with the flow of life and the frequency of the universe, which always knows our dreams and desires. So all we have to do is receive it. And we receive that by being in that lovely, calm, peaceful energy of having faith and trust that all is working out in our favor. However, when people are then focusing on you in greater numbers, that's a lot of energy that then rattles your own energetic field. So then your flow, which is in alignment with the flow of all, then becomes choppy, like a storm in the sea. And again, this is all unintentional. This is people not understanding frequencies and energies and the flow of life. And in their well-meaning intentions, they actually cause huge disruption to the flow of what's being created. Took a few, situations like that before I recognized it and I realized, and again, it's not about blaming. It's not about looking at other people and go, oh, look at you with your negativity and doom and gloom, you sent it my way. It's not about judging. It's just about observing, recognizing, and then taking responsibility and accountability. And, with that understanding, I understood that it's up to me not to share what I am planning or I am doing, because I'm now aware that other people's attention to my situation can actually influence it, however well-meaning they intend to be. So I've been guided to do a little video just to give that kind of example, because it really is important to honour and respect the free will of others. And although we love them and do want the best for them, our interference or influence energetically may not be what they actually need in that moment. And it's also similar to, wisdom comes from experience. So we can give all of this knowledge, but without the wisdom to understand the finer intricacies of energetics and how things really work, it can be detrimental. So, if you are thinking of somebody and they need help and they're struggling and God love them, they're so lost, but like I can light the way for them and, show them some of the things I've learned, so I'm going to send that at them. But again, that's not coming from sitting in the frequency of unconditional love, because when you're in unconditional love, all is connected. Those answers are freely available to them should they tune in to open up to it. So trying to force it on them before they're ready to receive it, because if you think about it, we've all had to learn our lessons to receive the wisdom that we now have. And sometimes those lessons are hard earned. Sometimes those lessons need to be repeated before the message and the understanding actually truly integrates. And if we try to speed that process for another when they haven't asked us to, that can actually cause more difficulties and make their own journey a little bit more challenging, because they get this knowledge, then they try to work with it. But if they don't understand that when you try to work with energy, if you're sitting in any other frequencies while trying to do that, you're attracting the frequency that you're sitting in, not the frequency that you were trying to manifest. And this is where it can get a little bit tricky and complicated, because so many people are not in alignment with themselves, do not know themselves, and do not even recognize when their frequencies are going out of balance, when they're having emotional storms within. There are so many people who are getting so wound up. I don't understand. I was saying, like, I was being so supportive and offering like words of love, and they just can't hear me. And it's like, is that how you were speaking to them when you were offering those words of love? It's like, yeah, and they wouldn't listen. But again, using words of love, if you're delivering them from the frequency of, oh my God, you can't see what's going on. Oh my God, I just want to help you. You're actually sitting in the frequency of anxiety and worry and concern, not in the frequency of unconditional love. And it's really important that we start bringing our awareness to this fact, because, just like a butterfly, if you try to tear open that chrysalis, to speed its process so it can come out, spread its wings and fly, you're actually causing harm to it, because it needs that effort. It needs that process of working with its way out to strengthen its own muscles, to help pump the blood around in order to unfold and flex their wings. And if you, again, try to interfere with that process from, a willingness to help, a desire to help, but if you're not in the frequency of love, if you're in the frequency of, oh, I have to save you, you need rescuing, you're really dishonoring that other soul. You're dishonoring that butterfly. There is a natural cycle. There is a universal law of rhythm and cycle. Everything has its own natural rhythm. We all have our own rhythms and frequencies. We have our own missions and journeys to carry out. We have our own lessons to learn, and in our own time. And it's really important that we start becoming a little bit more aware of respecting the free will of others, because their journey is theirs and they will learn their lessons in their own time. We can be there and we can be helpful to other souls as long as they come seeking it. And we can offer, you can sit and meditate and you can offer love and guidance and wisdom out into the ethers for those willing to receive it, so that those that are going within asking the answers, that frequency will be there for them to receive. But if we try to, intentionally direct, force that information at them before they are ready to receive it, before they are discovering this within of their own accord, that's not respecting free will. And although you mean it with, care for that person, you want the best for them, the action itself is not coming from love. It's coming from, that desire to control. And you see, there is no need to control. When you're in alignment, you understand there is no need to try and control or influence any other person's journey unless they ask for your assistance to do so. Because it is in the process of figuring things out and learning your own lessons and gaining that wisdom through experience, that is when you learn. That is how you grow. That is how we evolve. So I'm here to ask you, please consider that the next time you feel it's appropriate to sit down and decide to focus what you want for another. I know you love them. I know you care about them. And I know you're doing it because you think it's a loving thing to do. But by doing so, you could be denying them the valuable lessons they need to implement the knowledge that you're actually trying to implant. We are here to respect each individual's journey. We are here to make ourselves the main point of focus. Keep your energy focused on your own journey. For when you do, when you keep yourself in alignment and you're learning to flow with the universal energies, when you learn to go with the flow of them rather than trying to control them, when you have full faith in your connection with Source, when you have faith that everything you desire and everything you require is known by your higher self, is known by Source, and is always readily available to you. And in order to receive it, you just need to keep yourself in alignment with the flow of those unconditional love frequencies, the receptive frequencies. There is no need to control. It is time to surrender the need to control, the desire to manipulate. Because if you're feeling the need to do that, you're not having faith. You're not trusting yourself. You're not trusting in your own power. Because when you stay in alignment, everything you desire just falls into place around you. And those loved ones around you, they will learn their lessons in their own divine timing, as is right for their path, not what I or you or anybody else gets to dictate and decide on their behalf. We cannot rush another spiritual awakening. We can be present, we can be here to guide and assist, support, lend our energies when required and if asked for. But we shouldn't interfere, because sometimes it's more detrimental. Sometimes that interference can actually slow another's natural progression in their own natural flow, in the rhythms and cycles of their reality. I trust that this message will be received in love, because it is being delivered in love. It's not being delivered in judgment. We all have free will. But we do need to be mindful that we are not free of the consequences of the choices we make while exercising our free will. And it's really important to remember to stay in your own lane. Help when it's requested. Follow your soul's guidance. Don't let fear or worry or anxiety for anyone or anything be what fuels your action. Bring yourself into alignment. Balance your own energies so that when something is offered, and again, offer it. By all means, offer love, wisdom, offer the answers. Let that flow, because that is always there. And anyone who is ready to receive it, who is seeking, looking, wanting to receive that, they can receive it. It will be there for them. But to focus intention, to consciously, purposefully try to interfere with another's journey before they have asked, that could actually cause more problems, cause damage. And why? After your own hard-earned journey, your own hard-earned lessons, why would you try to interfere with another's journey and cause energetic ripples and upset, knowing yourself how difficult it can be to navigate these frequencies? And this is where awareness comes in. Let's be more aware of the consequences of our actions, the consequences of our choices, because sometimes even the best of intentions can have dire consequences. And again, that is okay. That is how we learn. We learn our lessons the hard way. Sometimes it's witnessing consequences of our actions is the very thing that makes us take a step back and go, oh, I see it now. And that's okay. Source never judges. But it is important to bring your awareness back to center. Keep your balance. Don't get lost in the heavier frequencies. It's all about balance. Maintaining that balance so that it is easy to flow. It is easy to receive your guidance. And when you're going to do any energetic work, it's important. Stop and ask yourself, why am I doing this right now? Thank you for listening. Again, I'm not here to tell anybody what they can or can't do. I'm merely just a channel for information. What you do with it, that choice is yours. If you choose to receive it, it is yours. If you choose to reject it, that is also your free will to choose. If you choose to ignore it, don't listen to it. That is okay. But the messages, they will be here for those that need to hear it. For those that are asking the questions and seeking these answers, they will be here. And always remember, love yourself first. Because if you don't truly know and love yourself, if you don't know what lights your soul up or what weighs heavy on your soul, you can't expect another to understand. Just remember to breathe, because everything is in the breath. Your breath is your very existence. Your breath is your power. And when you remember to breathe, to consciously breathe, breathing in your life force energy and exhaling any heavy frequencies of fear, anxiety, worry, frustration, etc., etc. When you feel tension in the body, choose to release it. You don't have to hold it. You don't have to focus on it. You don't have to tune into it. tune into the good feeling frequencies, because changing the world really is as simple as being aware of your own frequency, your own vibration, keeping it in as much alignment as possible, as often as possible, while you're having this human experience. Having full faith and trust that when you do, everything is in divine order and for the highest good of all. Everything is flowing exactly as it's meant to. There is no need to try and control. There is no need to try and manipulate. You don't have to do anything except tune in and be open to receiving everything you desire. It really is that simple. And on that note, I'm going to wish you all the very best. Enjoy this journey of life, because it is a beautiful journey, even through the peaks and the troughs, because it's only in experiencing the low moments that we can truly appreciate how wonderful it is when we experience the high vibrational frequency moments, and how exquisitely beautiful they are, and how important it is to maintain our own alignment with these beautiful feeling energies. That is the key to life. And when you stay in alignment with yourself and this beautiful flow of universal love energy, everything always works out, because it always does. All the best.